Hey, welcome back to my new video. This is Easy Tutorials, and for those of you who are the first time in this channel, please consider subscribing. Today we'll be creating this. Before we start, I'd like to invite you to support me on Patreon. You can also get access to all my premium content. So let's start. First, let's import the files we need into After Effects. You can download the particle logo template and the project files from the link in the description. Create a new composition and name it Particle Logo Reveal. I'm using the Full HD 1080 pixels preset with 30 frames per second and 30 seconds long. Create a new solid and name it Background. Go to Effects and Presets panel and search for Gradient Ramp. Apply it to your composition, and adjust its settings like this. Change this value to 540. This one to 3000. Switch ramp shape to radial ramp. Change ramp scatter to 200. And click on swap colors. Now we have a nice looking background. Bring your logo into your logo reveal composition. Adjust its size if it's too big. In my case, I'll make it 50%. Right-click on it, and pre-compose it. Name the new composition, Logo. Don't forget to select, Move All Attributes to the new composition. Make this composition 3D. Create a new solid, and name it, Particle Logo. Go to Effects and Presets panel and search for, Particular. Apply it to your composition, and adjust its settings like this. Open Emitter, and change emitter type to Layer. Click here, and change the layer emitter to Logo. Set the number of particles per second to 25,000. And these 4 velocity values to 0. Open Particle, and change Life to 7. Sphere Feather to 0. Size to 10. And Size Random to 35%. Open Size over Life and create a graph like this. Click Ctrl D to duplicate this layer, and rename the new one, Particle Generator. Create a new solid and name it, Floor. Make it 3D, then click R, to open the rotation options, and change the X rotation to 90 degrees. Click P, to open the position options, and change the second value to 960. Place this layer at the bottom of your composition. Select your particle generator layer. Open the emitter and change the velocity values to 100, 20, 0.5, and 20. Go to Particle, open the Opacity over Life, and create a graph like this. Open Physics, and change the physics model to Bounce. Gravity to 125. Open Bounce, and change the floor layer to Floor. Collision Event to Slide. Bounce value to 0. And slide value to 200. place your playhead to 4 seconds, and create a keyframe on particles per second. Move 1 frame forward, and change this value to 0. Your logo reveal should look like this. Go to 11 seconds. Open Physics, and create a keyframe on Physics time factor. Move 1 frame forward, and change this value to -2. This will reverse our animation from this point, and make it 2 times faster. Move to 14 seconds and 10 frames. Select your particle logo layer. Create a keyframe on particles per second, and change its value to 0. Move 1 frame forward, and change this value back to 25,000. Move to 16 seconds and 10 frames. And change the value to 75,000. Then move 1 more frame forward, and change this value to 0. Place your logo layer above the particle generator layer. Go to Effects and Presets panel and search for Linear Wipe. Apply this effect to your logo layer, and change its completion to 50%. Change the angle to 110 degrees. And the feather to 15. Copy this effect, and paste it on the particle logo layer. For this layer, we have to change the angle to -70 degrees. Now, select the logo layer, and click on this icon to lock the effect here. Open your particle logo layer options. Click on Effects, Linear Wipe, then hold the Alt button pressed, and click on the Transition Completion stopwatch. Take this pick whip, and parent it to the logo layer completion option. Now, place your cursor here, and write 100- in front of this expression. Click Await to save the expression. As you can see, this is how our transition looks. Move to 16 seconds and 15 frames, change the completion to 100%, and create a keyframe. Now go to 18 seconds, and change the completion value to 0%. Click Q on your keyboard to reveal the keyframes, select them, and ease them. We'll make this transition a little more interesting using the optical flare plugin. If you don't have it, don't worry, I have pre-rendered the flare, and you can place it in your composition and change its blending mode to add. Those who have the optical flare plugin, follow my steps. Create a new solid and name it Flare. Go to Effects and Presets panel, and search for Optical Flares. Apply it to your solid layer, and change the render mode to transparent. Also, change the blending mode to add. Now, find the exact moment when your transition starts. Move this anchor point here, and create keyframes on position and brightness. Move 6 frames forward, and drag the anchor point here. Click Q to reveal the keyframes, and click here to create the second keyframe on brightness. Now, move 3 keyframes forward, and change the brightness value to 0. Then move 3 frames before the first keyframe, and change his value again to 0. Select only the position keyframes, and ease them. Now, let's create the shadow for our logo. Duplicate the particle logo layer, and rename the new one Shadow. Open the scale property, unlink the values, and change the second value to 15%. Open the position, and change this value to 865. Open the opacity, and change its value to 10%. Go to Effects and Presets panel, and search for Gaussian blur. Apply it to your shadow layer, and change the blurriness to 100. Search for tint. Apply it to your layer, and change its color to black. Our shadow is ready, and it looks great. Now, let's create the final disperse. Duplicate the particle logo layer again, and rename this layer, Logo Out. Delete the linear wipe effect from it. Then go to Particular, Emitter, and change the velocity to 2000. Open Particle, and change life to 2 seconds. Now, click U to reveal its keyframes, and follow my steps. Place your playhead on this keyframe, and change its value to 750,000. Move 15 frames forward. And drag this 2 keyframes here. Go to 19 seconds and 10 frames. Select the logo layer and press Alt and right bracket to trim its south point. Open the scale, and create a keyframe here, then change its value to 110%. Move 1 frame backward, and change the scale values to 75%. Then move to 19 seconds, and change the values back to 100%. Select this keyframes, and ease them. Open the graph editor, and change the left curve like this. This will create a bounce movement before the final particle explosion. Now, we only have to position the logo out layer, in the exact point, 1 frame before the logo disappear. It is not so hard, do what I do. Place your playhead here. And drag the logo out layer like this. Our dispersion looks fine. Now, place your playhead to 22 seconds and click N on your keyboard to set the end of your work area here. Then move to 11 seconds, and press B, to set the beginning of it here. Right-click on it, and select Trim Comp to Work Area. Now, let's create the camera rotation from the beginning of our logo reveal. Create a new camera. I am using the 24mm preset. Create a new null object. And rename it Cam Control. Make it 3D, then parent the camera on it. Move to 16 seconds, click R to open the rotation, and create a keyframe to the Y rotation. Move to the beginning of your composition, and change this value to 1. Select both keyframes and ease them. Then open the graph editor and change its curve like this. Our logo reveal animation is complete. Let's see the final result. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to create this wonderful particle logo reveal in After Effects. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and comment. It would be great to know your opinions about my tutorials. Also, you can make requests for new tutorials about interesting effects or animations that you would like to learn. See you soon.